Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy HO5 Stories, and today I got another storytime video for y'all. I did a poll on my Instagram story, and it turns out that a lot of you guys really appreciate the storytime videos. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of alternate, like one video I'll do some other shit that I want to do, and then the next video, I'll do a storytime video. So we'll go back and forth, and I can please all your tastes. But today's story is an absolute classic. We're going all the way back to when I was like 10 years old. I'm pretty sure this was like in the 5th grade, maybe the 4th, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's just go with the 5th grade though, because I'm like 99% sure that's when it was. But it was a Thursday towards the beginning of my 5th grade year. Now you may ask, how do you remember this so specifically if it was so long ago? Listen, I remember because I remember that Thursdays were the days that my class went into the school library. And 5th grade was a transformative year for me. In the first half of 5th grade, I was a social outcast. I was a nerd. All I did was play Minecraft. Towards the second half, I was kind of like the class clown, I was the comedian, the ugly funny dude among the, basically the popular kids. Kind of dumb to be using the word popular for elementary school kids, but whatever. It was the kids who they were playing basketball. The type of kids I'm talking about. They had the neon socks, wearing all neon Nike gear. They had the fucking haircuts. You know exactly what I'm talking about here. But regardless, it was a Thursday at my school. Now for all accounts, this was a pretty average day. I went to class, probably half-assed it, made some jokes with my other kind of nerdy friends. And then at like 1 p.m., it's time for the class day at the school library. Now listen, library days were lit because it was basically like an hour of the day that was just like an extra indoor lunch. Like, we didn't actually have to do anything. They basically just sent us out into the library and we're like, okay, grab a book, read it. But most of the time you could just go in the corner and just talk to your friends and bullshit and like make jokes and shit. So everyone loved library day. And so did I. Less work the better. So we all file into the library, and for like the first 20 minutes, the library teacher, he's like giving us some type of lecture. I know they used to do, I don't remember it completely clearly, but they used to tell us about something, dude. They used to have us all sit down on like this rug, and they pull out a whiteboard, and they just tell us about like shit that was happening in the news or something like that. But anyways, after like 20 minutes, he lets us all get up and wander around. And as we're getting up, he starts to pass out these bookmarkers. Now in this particular library, in every other school I've been to, I've never seen anything like this happen before. But this particular library at the school, they would give out these long, flat, kind of ruler-like bookmarks that the point of was when you pull a book out of the shelf to read during the class, you stick the bookmarker where your book was, so you remember where to put it back at the end of class. Now listen, I don't know if you guys had any variation of this game, but in my school, the funny kids, the kind of cool motherfuckers who were always doing like dumb shit, they thought it was absolutely hilarious to take these bookmarks and swipe it through your ass cheeks. Now listen, I'm sure I'm not alone here when I say that's kind of sus, but that's what elementary school is all about, dude. Being fucking retarded and being little fucking weirdos. And they would do this in class too, with like rulers and shit, but it was particularly easy with these bookmarks. I'll put one on screen because I don't really know how to describe them properly, but they were pretty large, But anyways, this particular day, after everyone gets up and grabs their bookmarks, we kind of spread out among the library, and I go off into the corner and I start reading a nice World War II book, I'm just gonna assume it's a World War II book because I was super into war history at the time. I still am, but not as much. But I picked up a nice book, and I'm just kind of sitting around reading, probably talking to some of my friends in the class for a minute, when out of the blue, I feel my ass cheeks get absolutely fucking violated. I feel the crisp matte plastic of the bookmark make contact with my shorts. And in this moment, something clicked in my head. I realized I'd just been got. And I turn around, and the offender, they had already ran away. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Now I'm on the lookout, but I go back to reading my book. 5 minutes passes. I get violated again. This time I turn back immediately, and I see this kid Ian behind me. Now look, me and Ian weren't on bad terms or anything, but we weren't super close. I always thought he was kind of a dick, and kind of like, avoided interacting with him up to this point. But now, it was on. So I wait a couple of minutes for this dude's guard to go down, and then I started creeping. I got my bookmark in hand, and I'm hunting this dude down. And I see him in the corner talking to his friend Gabe. Gabe is the fucking boy. I'm just gonna shout out Gabe real quick. I fucked with that kid. He was... There's some pretty funny stories revolving around him too. This is bringing back a lot of memories from back in the fucking elementary school days. But he was talking to Gabe, and they both are facing the wall talking to each other. Or not facing the wall, but they're like facing each other, and they wouldn't see me come up. So I kind of creep up behind them, and then very like firmly firmly and fucking swiftly. Like, I might have actually spliced this dude's fucking ass in half. You know, I gave him the old swipe-a-rooney. Then fucking Ian turns around, and he goes, dude, that's not cool, I'm gonna tell on you. And I'm automatically like, bro, what the fuck, you literally just did that to me, what are you talking about? And he's like, dude, you literally are assaulting me, that's not cool. And I'm like, bro, dude, what the fuck, please don't tell on me. And he's like, nope, it's too late. So he just walks right past me, and walks over to the teacher. And I'm watching him and the teacher talk, and Ian just points over in my general direction, and I see the teacher nod and then say something back to him. Now listen, the funny thing, I'm kind of cracking up thinking about this, but I later realized that Ian did not actually tell on me. He just went up to him and said some shit like, oh, like, I can't find the book I'm looking for over there, and like gestured towards the like general direction I was in. Like, was just asking him a question about the library. And he was basically just trying to fuck with me. But at the time, I didn't really comprehend that he was just playing a prank on me. And I started to get super pissed off. And I don't know why, but I was like low-key a no-nonsense kind of person back then. I don't know where the fuck it came from, because when I think 5th grade Quinn H05, I wouldn't exactly say savage is the first thing that comes to mind. But regardless, he comes back over to me, and I start to get fucking all wound up, dude. I'm like, that's fucking it. 3 p.m. Meet me after school on the playground. We're fucking throwing hands, bitch. It's over. And Ian's just like, okay, bet. So after library is over, we go back to the classroom. And there's only like an hour left of school. But I guess Gabe, who witnessed this whole interaction, had started to tell people. And random dudes in my class started to come up to me and they're like, bro, are you really about to fight Ian? I'm like, yeah, he fucking snitched on me, fuck him. And they're like, okay, bro, okay. And the end of the day rolls around, and I start walking down to the basketball courts. And you know, obviously the word of the fight had spread, and like some real elementary schoolers, you know, I got my entourage, a bunch of people started to like crowd around me and follow me because they want to watch, and a bunch of people started to crowd around Ian and follow him because they wanted to watch. And this became a very, very hyped up event. Like, there was not a lot of fights at this school. So when we met on the playground, there was probably like 50 kids standing around us. And Ian brought Gabe with him. And Gabe's a pretty fucking funny dude. And he starts to like get us ready to square up, and he's like, dude, y'all are both my brothers. If I start to see blood or somebody gets knocked out, I'm gonna get in the middle of it because I don't want you guys getting seriously hurt. And we're like, alright, bet, let's fucking go, dude. And I don't remember who threw the first punch, but somebody threw the first punch. And I'm pretty sure you can assume that a 5th grade fight is not going to be much of a real fight. Like, we start just like kind of throwing random fists left and right, and then after like 20 seconds, we're basically just hugging each other, trying to push each other back. And there are some strong moments, like I remember fucking Ian like pushed me up against the fence, and we started to just kind of like fucking rag on each other, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like hugging him, fucking punching his back, and he's punching my back, and it's basically just fucking autism. And after like 5 minutes of this, we're not really getting any ground, like nobody is really winning, and like people just start to kind of like lose fucking their attention span, like they start to walk off. And then after a minute, Gabe's like, okay, we're done here. And I shake up with him, and then he's like, bro, you realize that I didn't actually tell the teacher, right? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I didn't fucking get you in trouble, retard. I was just pranking you. And then I started laughing my ass off. I thought that shit was hilarious, dude. And then after that, we became like best friends. I'm actually still friends with this dude today. Fucking shout Easy Money E on Instagram. I'm gonna put his name up on screen. That's the fucking boy. But after that, I started to hang out with him pretty regularly. And this was a pretty regular occurrence in my life. I don't know why, but every fight I've ever been in, I end up fucking befriending the dude after. I don't know how. I think it's just kind of like that natural thing of, you know, once you throw hands, there's like a newfound respect that you don't gain from talking it out. And you know, I live fucking happily ever after. I used to hang out with this dude all the time. And that was kind of my transition from being a nerd to a more normal kid. Because Ian started to bring me around his cool friends. And you know, it became a real nice community because we all had the same general sense of humor. But anyways, boys, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, nice interesting tale about a 10-year-old fist fight as a result of, you know, pieces of plastic going up each other's assholes. But like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.